Chapter 6, Lesson 8 is on page 289. We're going to be solving equations by factoring, and we'll take a little break from the factoring itself and do a few problems that aren't quite so complicated. One of the things in Lesson 8 is the principle of zero products, and I have it on the right-hand side, and it says if there are two factors and they are multiplied together, if a times b is equal to 0, if that's a given, if a times b are 0, then either the a has to be 0 or the b has to be 0. And we can use this principle of zero products quite powerfully when we're trying to solve equations by factoring. So what this is telling us is then that either a or b has to be equal to 0. So let's see what we can do. Well, I guess this means that either 1/3 y minus 2 over 3 is equal to 0, or 1/4 y minus 3 over 2 has to be equal to 0. This first thing in parentheses can be considered the a, the second one can be considered the b. So if that's true, then 1/3 y has to be equal to 2/3. I added 2/3 to both sides, or y turns out to be equal to 2. Conversely, on the other side, this means that 1/4 y has to be equal to 3 over 2. Let's put that y back in there. And if we multiply both sides by 4, then that tells us that y turns out to be equal to 12 over 2, or y turns out to be 6. So for number 21, we have two answers. Y is equal to 2, or y turns out to be equal to 6. So those are solutions to the quadratic equation shown in problem number 21. Let's try this for number 53. Again, this is considered the a, this is considered the b. We're going to multiply them together, and that's equal to 0 now. We have these equations. Well, this means that 2x plus 9 is equal to 0, or x plus 8 must be equal to 0. This one is kind of a no-brainer. X turns out to be negative 8. Or we have 2x is equal to negative 9 by subtracting 9 from both sides. Finally, if we divide by 2, x turns out to be negative 9 over 2. So for problem number 53, we have two solutions. X can be either negative 8 or x can be equal to negative 9 over 2. That's the answer for number 53. The principle of zero products is very powerful and can help us make life much easier for us when we're solving equations by factoring. Thanks so much. We'll see you all tomorrow.